Greetings, B-movie aficionados.
Hello, welcome to A Couple of Flicks. I'm Tristan.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Zach.
All right, so here we are this evening. We're recording this a little bit later than usual, through no fault of any of us, but more just outside matters. But we're finally here to discuss the film that you chose last week. So
yeah, we're doing a couple flicks after dark. Is what they would call it, right?
Yeah. Which is it's kind of appropriate for this episode, actually. So
kind of, yeah. You know, it's a family movie, but
right, like, yeah, I guess you're right. But anyway, but before we jump into that, I guess have either of you guys watched anything recently that you might want to talk about or mention? Or
I saw the new Ninja Turtles movie.
oh,
Yeah, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Nice.
But,
good.
Yeah, Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg. I was like, how good is this going to be? But it was really good.
Nice. I want to see it. I was going to see it this weekend, but I didn't get around to it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Seth Rogen hasn't had the greatest track record when it comes to animated movies either. So,
Yeah.
But I've heard good things about this one. So
yeah, I mean, he's barely in it as a voice, but I think he wrote a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
I know he does like The Boys, so I think he's a big comic book guy.
Nice.
That's right. I always forget about that.
And
I
I think he did that Preacher thing too. I think he did the Preacher or whatever, which is also a comic. That was apparently good. I didn't see that either.
Yeah, I never saw that.
I think I watched like a little bit of it. I didn't get like too far in. I mean, that was another one of those shows, kind of like there was that one that one word title. It was another one word title that kind of came out around the same time. Like I think I watched episodes of both of them but never finished the season. So. Legion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I saw the first season of that one.
Yeah, it was good. I just got distracted by other stuff. So.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
But it seems like Seth Rogen's at least a good producer from the last few things he's done. Producer, writer.
Yeah, it was just like Ninja Turtles, though. I don't know.
I love Ninja Turtles. They were my jam growing up. I love that shit.
Yeah, you'll love the movie then.
Word.
Got a good soundtrack too. It's like all 90s hip hop.
Oh hell yeah. That's great.
Jackie Chan as Splinter is pretty funny.
Oh, awesome. Making me want to see it more. I didn't even know that.
I'd like to see it, yeah. I mean, the first movie I ever saw in the theater ever was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. So, which I know people don't like very much, but seeing it, like, I think I must have been 3 or 4 in the theater. Like, yeah, it's such a vague memory, but it was pretty cool. I mean, so
yeah.
But beyond that, I mean, yeah, no, I love the Ninja Turtles movies. Even the first one, like when Shredder showed up, and how freaked out I got. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the old animated series.
Oh yeah.
That's what I watched a bunch, yeah.
The 2000s series was pretty good too.
Yeah.
I want to see Shredder become like a real threat again. That's kind of my hopes.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Recently I didn't, I mean, not recently, but since we took did we talk about it last week, Asteroid City?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
No. I haven't seen anything this week, but since our break I saw that and figured out something.
Yeah, nice. Saw that one too.
Yeah. I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet, though. I think
Oh,
it's on
really?
streaming now. So,
I think so.
Yeah, it should be out there. It's pretty good.
Yeah, not his best, but still
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with him usually. With
Yeah.
Wes Anderson, yeah. Very
Yeah.
Wes Anderson-y.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I liked the French Dispatch, so I like the Darjeeling Limited. I think those are like the two that a lot of people complain as being like really too Wes Anderson-y, but I like those. So.
Darjeeling is one of my favorites.
It is my
Darjeeling
favorite,
Limited.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like Asteroid City more than the French Dispatch.
Yeah, me too.
That's good to know. That I liked French Dispatch a lot. I mean I liked the beginning of it more than I liked everything else, but I
Mhm.
still enjoyed the film overall. But that's good to know that you guys like Asteroid City more than that one, because yeah, like French 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 bitch pass, French Dispatch definitely was not my favorite. So
Yeah.
And apparently he's got 2 shorts coming out by the end of the year too. 2 short
Oh,
films.
damn.
Like
Pumping them
direct,
out.
yeah, like direct to Netflix too, I think.
Okay.
adaptation of Roald Dahl, Marvelous Story of Henry Sugar, and 6 more, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, I mean, he actually adapted Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, that was an adaptation.
Yeah, of another Roald Dahl film or another Roald Dahl book.
I love
It
that
was,
movie.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good movie. I was talking to my sister recently about how like it was kind of weird that they used the cider to drown out the bad guys instead of their actual or not the bad guys but the pests, like when the farmer uses the cider or whatever, like that kind of, I didn't that was sort of an arguably annoying bit, but because it would have made more sense to just use water, but regardless, I mean,
Yeah.
it was a quirky film, so it doesn't really
Mhm.
matter, and it's for kids, so it's fun to look at, and yeah. Anyway, I can't think of a damn thing I've watched recently that's all that. I rewatched Frankenweenie. I mostly just been watching a lot of kids movies, because yeah, I live with my niece lives with me now, so
Mm.
which is fine. I mean, so I watched I saw Trolls, which I thought looked cool, but and then Rio 1 and 2. The first one was definitely better, but I like the songs in the sequel more, so it's like give and take, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of Roald Dahl, I watched the remake of The Witches, which
Hmm.
I felt mixed about. I think they over relied on the CGI too much. Like,
That the one they like took off HBO Max
it might have been.
with Anne Hathaway.
Yes,
Okay.
Anna
Yeah.
Hathaway's in it. She has like the really weird accent, almost illegible at times. I would definitely recommend putting subtitles on. Yeah, there's a part where she takes off her wig and then her mouth opens up like into like a split mouth and she flies around the room, and I'm like, okay, like this is just, I may as well be like walking through a Halloween fun house at this
Oh,
point.
jeez.
Yeah, but there were some cool things about it too. Like they relocated it into the South, which I thought was like I mean, I don't really mind when they do stuff like that. And they did it in an interesting way in this. So, and then also Chris Rock's narration of the main character, like because he's supposed to be the main character grown up. Like the narration kind of happened again and again throughout the film. Kind of kept on taking me out of the story, hearing Chris
Yeah.
Rock's voice.
I bet.
But oh well, I still
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I mean, it was fine.
Kids movie.
Yeah, pretty like standard kind of fast paced, really fast paced. I miss when kids movies were slow paced. That's like sort of a big issue I have with a lot of kids movies. It's just like boom, 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 and then it's over, and it's like So
I have that TikTok pace now.
Yeah. Short
I'm not a
attention
fan.
span.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, definitely short attention span. That's what it feels like. I'm just like, okay, I can't even process what's going on. So, but anyway, I guess I guess it's time to discuss the movie that you chose for this episode, Nick. So,
Yep, I chose My Grandpa
oh,
is a Vampire.
oh yeah. Sorry, you're cutting in and out a
Oh,
little
am
bit.
I?
So,
Shit. How am I sounding? Am I still cutting out?
I can hear you fine.
it's still kind of choppy. So,
You're getting choppy, Tristan.
oh, okay. Here, let's see if I can fix it.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, should we try that again? Or
Yeah.
or do you want to keep going?
We can
Yeah,
try
we
it
can
again.
try it again. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. So I guess yeah, now we will talk about the movie that you chose for this episode, Nick. So
Okay. Yeah. I chose My Grandpa is a Vampire. Um, I chose this because I just randomly saw you. I don't know, just came up a YouTube video about it. Someone talking about it. I was like, oh, that looks silly. And then yeah, we just started this back up. I said, oh, I'll choose that one because we're going in easy. And yeah, it's really just about how I came to this one. It's the '90s, early '90s, like '92 or '3,
I
I
think it's
think.
92.
Um, Directed by it's funny, it's directed by uh David Blythe, the dude who did Death Warmed Up,
Yeah.
which I think we mentioned last episode for what was yeah.
We did, and we didn't
Yeah.
even know.
Yeah. And we did we do Death Warmed Up?
We
Yeah.
did.
We did. That's what I thought. That's,
It's
so that's
it's the
funny.
same writer too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's so fucking funny. I think it
That is
was
hilarious.
just so they wanted to do this movie specifically because they want to do a kids movie after doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I know the grandpa Al Lewis was like they're gonna do it with him or not do the movie at all as well.
Yeah.
And they got him. He was totally into it. He wanted to do it, so it all worked out. And this is how this.
Yeah, he did a good job too,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone did a pretty good job in it, I'd
Yeah.
say. It looked nice. That's one of the pluses I'll say. It was real colorful for whatever reason. They had just like green, red, blue, yellow lights all around with like no reason for it. It was just how it was lit, the
Yeah.
set and everything. Yeah.
I love the look of this film. It was like it actually looked really good. Like
Mhm.
it had, like you said, really colorful, dreamy qualities to it. So
Yeah. Yep. It's a New Zealand. I guess it's a New Zealand film. If it takes place in New Zealand, it's your typical kid movie that the kids have some type of monster or alien or dog or dinosaur that they have to hide throughout the movie.
Yeah.
It follows that plot format basically from beginning to end. It the grandfather is the grandpa of some American kid that comes to visit. I don't really know why they had to bring Americans into it, but it just seemed like something to do.
Maybe to sell it
yeah,
a
that
little
was a
more
bit
or something.
confusing.
Yeah. So like, because the grandpa didn't have any accent. He didn't put on any. It was just Al Lewis doing his thing, doing his monsters thing.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, have either of you watched The Munsters?
No, never seen it.
Seen a little bit, and then I saw the Rob Zombie movie too.
Nice. All
Yeah.
right. Uh-huh.
No.
Well, what were your thoughts on it, on the Munsters, just out of curiosity?
The actual show.
Either it's the show or or the film or whatever you feel about it.
The show's decent. I mean, it's like of its time, but
Yeah,
I know I watched a lot of it with my mom stuff, so
yeah.
it's not
like,
bad. The movie, however, that's a different story.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've always had trouble kind of getting into like a lot of sitcoms, like older sitcoms like that. So the Munsters never quite grew on me, but you know, it was always kind of an interesting sort of thing to watch that was on in the background. And so yeah, I mean, I definitely have watched episodes of it, and I did see the movie that Rob Zombie did, and I I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I still didn't really like it that much, but it was whatever. I mean, I don't really understand why it was in color. That was kind of my main issue.
Yeah,
Mm.
they had some of this kind of lighting.
No.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe that inspired him.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so yeah, back to this flick.
Mhm.
The kid comes from America to visit grandpa. I don't know if was he dying? No, I don't think he was dying before it, but early like
Well, I know that when they got there, like the aunt was like, "Okay, so he's very sick, so you know, take it easy with him or whatever." Um, so there was a little bit of warning beforehand that he wasn't feeling well or whatever. So, but they didn't really go into. It was very vague, you know. So
mhm. And this movie has a weird take on vampires too. I didn't really understand what they were in this one because he wasn't technically like a I don't what he was kind of a vampire before, like in the very beginning,
I was gonna say, yeah, he was flying, wasn't he? Like,
but that was after he died, or was it? I
oh,
Like,
think.
well, maybe it
I think his
was.
introduction to him was him flying.
Yeah, he like flies and goes to a carnival and like pulls pranks or
Yeah.
something.
Okay, and the pictures, they had pictures of him not showing up as well. And they
Okay.
were just kind of saying, "Oh, it's a thing of the light or whatever."
Oh yeah, that was silly. It must be
Yeah.
a trick of the night or whatever. Yeah, the kid and his friend, like the two buds or
Yep.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, his buddy, I don't know, Kenzionia or something like that. I thought
Yeah.
that was a weird relationship with him. Like his grandpa seemed to be better friends and had a better relationship with his buddy. Like,
Yeah, that was a little strange. You know, that happened kind of in the second half of the film. You know, like
yeah.
in the first half of the film, the buddy wanted to actually kill him. Like he was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
let's pour holy water on him, or let's
Yeah.
like feed him
Put in his
garlic." Like,
cereal.
huh?
Put holy water in the cereal.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was it. He even goes to the Catholic Church to steal holy water.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. The creepy priest too, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Who was played by the actor who played Les, the Uncle Les in the Peter Jackson movie, the Dead Alive, Brain Dead movie. Like
Okay.
that's the same actor, and this was made the same year too.
Oh, nice. Big year for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a few people that look pretty familiar.
yeah. This movie had a pretty cool little cast actually.
So I
You
know
know,
the aunt's love interest was in Lord of the Rings. This is one of the hobbits.
I think so. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah, he looked super familiar. The Ernie dude was his name.
Yeah.
oh gosh,
Yeah.
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 The lead actor, the lead actor actually died. The lead kid actor, yeah, like the American kid, he
Mhm.
died.
Hmm.
Which actually kind of makes the final line that he says in this movie kind of like have have a more eerie quality to it. But we'll get to
Oh,
that.
yeah. He died
Anyway,
recently or just after the movie?
um, I didn't actually look up the year. I'm getting maybe 10 years later or something like
Mm.
that. Or well, I know that the grandfather died 10 years, like I think in 2006. So
Okay.
he died like over a decade later, which is pretty cool. but the lead actor, I didn't look up the date when he died, so
Mm. Damn.
yeah, so it's kind of sad. Anyway,
Um. So, there's. I noticed that also then, like when he was sleeping or something, there was he had dentures with fangs in them. That
Yeah.
was goofy.
yeah, that was a little confusing, but I went with it.
Yeah. Um. At the wake party when like so he does die eventually,
Mm,
so that's why I was confused. Is like he's alive, he's dead, I don't know. He eventually does die, and there's like a wake for him.
yeah, and like I thought that when he passed away, that's when the film started to get interesting.
Yeah.
Just because it started to get into some kind of more real emotions and stuff. And so it's like, ooh, okay, so this is like a supernatural thing. How's it, like, what direction is this going to go in? But anyway, what were you about to say? Sorry.
There was it was so just like that lad. You guys remember that lady at the wake that was
Yeah.
like into
Oh,
those kids?
Yeah. The
that was
fuck?
strange and confusing. I didn't understand that.
I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna be like another vampire or something.
Yeah.
But nope, just a creepy lady.
Some creepy lady that was into some 10-year-olds or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and decides to follow them to a wake. Like,
Yeah.
that's, ugh.
So fucked
I
up.
mean, I don't know. That's pretty eerie. I think it would make sense if she were a vampire, though. Honestly, and actually, in the world of this movie, they do suggest that there are other vampires. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
maybe they just forgot to add a scene to clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway,
Like right before that scene though, I was the hardest I laughed. And the kid who got the call, he's like, I'm going to a party, a funeral party, and his dad just spits out his milk.
Oh
I'm
that
yeah.
like,
was hilarious.
Yeah, he needed a shirt and tie or something. He's like, what for?
That was funny.
it's like, why is that a spit take? But I mean,
It
his
took me
his
back.
dad character was pretty funny.
Yeah. That little
Yeah,
family, the whole friend family was funny.
yeah, it's a good cast. Like, yeah, you had the sister who was constantly like acting up, and then the little brother who was just getting away with stuff, and
It's like
it's just
running
like,
around the yard with a dead animal.
that was my favorite part. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, this was an interesting movie to watch after Frankenweenie. I have to say, because both movies are about death and dying and stuff. And both are different, very different takes on grief. So
Mm. Um. Okay, so yeah, after the wake is when he does take them flying. I have it written down because I wrote down that he says like, oh, they mentioned, oh, he's a vampire of innocent heart from the 18th century, and he takes them flying. So
oh
yeah,
yeah,
that's one thing that I still was just confused. Like he wasn't a full vampire or something until he died. I didn't really get still because he was
yeah,
old, but then he dies, and now he's a real vampire. He takes them flying, and then the reason why I had this written down in this order was because when they fell into like a shed, he was just like, "Oh, how the mighty have fallen," and that made me chuckle because it was stupid as hell.
yeah. I mean, there were quite a few physical gags in this movie that were kind of funny. Like, I thought it was kind of funny when he fell off the roof.
Mhm.
And yeah, I I would have to say though that, like, as far as the vampire logic goes, like, that was about, yeah, that was when the movie kind of started to lose me a little bit. Because I I didn't really understand, like, the relevant, like, it seemed like the only difference, like, aside from the fact that he could fly, was that he, like, also now laughed a lot more. Like, that was like the only other thing.
Yeah.
uh, um every once in a while he shoots flames out of his fingers, which is kind of cool, but
Hmm.
that's about it. He's doesn't, I don't know, like, the movie kind of stops having a plot.
Yeah, it's just like it was just the kids doing shit with their silly little vampire grandpa.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and he
the
keeps
plot.
getting them into trouble.
Mhm.
The kid's friend there. At one point, he he knocks on his window and tells him that he's thirsty, so he gets him a drink of water. But then he wants
Oh,
another
yeah.
one, and then he goes back into and then his dad sees him awake, and he runs outside and pretends he's sleepwalking, and it's like, yeah, like now you're just like messing with these kids' lives at this
Yeah,
point,
what's the point?
and they're letting you do it because they think you're funny. Like it's just, you're kind of annoying. Just
Yeah, I didn't really because he's not like blood like it doesn't give off the idea that he's like bloodthirsty. He's
right.
just thirsty and hungry and wants some booze. he,
Oh yeah,
he wants
yeah,
to drink a bunch.
yeah. He gets these kids to steal him. What was it, gin or something like?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
eventually his because again he's just buddying up with his friend Kenzioni or whatever.
yeah,
He gets him to take him to the beach and hide him in some caves near the beach. And
yeah.
he's asking his friend to like get in
Oh
some
yeah.
booze
Wait.
because he needs circulation. He's like, I have bad circulation. Give me some booze.
Yeah. And wasn't there like a part like where he had to hide him in their trunk while their family went on like a beach vacation?
Yeah, yeah.
And there was a part where he was in the trunk and he groaned, and the family asked, "What was that?" And the younger brother said, "Ha ha, he farted."
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't make any because he first he hit him in their shed,
Yeah.
and then he hit him in the like yeah, he hit him underneath a bunch of shit in their trunk. It was funny. They had a little joke about the New Zealand friend called it a boot, and he's like, "Oh, you mean
Yeah.
the trunk?" So there's a little, American New Zealand
Yeah.
slang mix up there.
And then
Yeah. Yeah.
he tried to do the accent as well.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Like saying "good day, mate" or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his friend is like, "No, no." Um, I also like the part where he starts like he opens the back of the car, and the grandfather's in there and it's like, "I can't handle the sun," and he's like telling him to like close it and telling him like about the cave and all this stuff, and the father is like sitting like right down the hill, just like sitting back, and he looks and sees his son just talking to whatever's in the car, and he just is like shrugs it, keeps drinking.
Yeah, that was funny. And so I guess most of this is happening because the plot is, yeah, they're trying to hide him from his aunt's, the main character's aunt's boyfriend, I guess. Ernie
Yeah.
is his name.
Yeah.
Um,
The nerd Ernie
yeah.
is what they call him. Nerd Ernie.
Yeah, because it's a small town, and I guess everyone starts seeing like everyone recognizes and knows the grandpa died.
Yeah.
Everyone starts seeing him around, and they just come to the realization. I mean, the mom, the aunt, or whatever, the daughter, whatever. It was hard to keep track. Like I was a bit confused at first of who
It's the aunt, yeah.
the aunt of the kid slash daughter of the vampire knew, of course, that he was a
Yeah.
vampire. So Ernie's, making stakes and trying to hunt him down and kill him, and the aunt's kind of helping too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to imply it's like an abusive relationship with those two.
I think so, yeah. That's the only thing I can conclude, because she did a lot of stuff that didn't really make sense. Like she was talking about saving him, even though like it's clear that Ernie was trying to kill him. Like it's like, okay, you're not really saving him then. You're just gonna like kill him, and it's clear he wants to be a vampire, so what are you even doing? But she's like saying it's for your own good. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and that is one thing too, is that like he wants to be a vampire now, so he let himself die or something like that. I don't remember. Like he
Yeah.
wants to be a true vampire and shit like that.
Yeah. Which I guess that's what I mean, yeah, I guess that's what his whole goal was, But uh but do we I guess do we want to talk about the McDonald's scene?
Yeah,
no.
definitely.
Okay.
Definitely have to hit that up at least. So
Okay.
eventually, like, yeah, they're in the cave. He does some magic to Ernie and pushes him away with wind and stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's that. But yeah, there's a classic 90s McDonald's tie-in. Um,
Hmm.
they
Not
go to
as good,
McDonald's.
not as good as Mac and Me, but
Yeah,
Nowhere
yeah.
near.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Mac and
But
Me has this movie beat as far as what movie makes the better commercial.
yeah, but this one had one.
Hmm.
Grandpa was hungry. They had to go get him some food. Um, they give
Yeah, it's an interesting way to actually advertise McDonald's now that I think about it. The fact that like they'll actually give you raw meat if you ask for it. It's like, is that a really good way to add? I thought this movie was going to do something really cool. Like when the Ernie shows up, I thought one of the employees was going to try to beat him up or something like that. Then this movie would have had a better like a better thing than Mac and Me, but the film
yeah,
didn't go in that direction. Yeah.
they had him disguised in like one of those Fisher hats and like a sunglasses and shit too while they go
Yeah.
in there and yeah,
Yeah.
they order up some burgers, some quarter pounders and you want some raw meat too? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they squeeze it up into a little cup and have him drink that. And at first he's like, "No, I don't want that," but he enjoyed it because
Mhm.
he's a vampire. He likes his blood.
Yeah. It's too bad.
Yeah, but I mean, that's about it for the McDonald's scene.
Yeah. It was kind of lame, actually. I expected better.
yeah,
Right?
no
Uh,
dance number or nothing.
Yeah.
God damn it,
Yeah. Like, I got really
dancing!
excited when one of the kids was like, hey, let's go to McDonald's.
I
It's like,
was
oh,
so
hell
pumped too
yeah.
when they mentioned they were going there.
Yeah. But it was over before it even began, really. So,
Yeah. Yep. Ernie shows up and ruins the party. Same
mhm.
with some cops and stuff. They capture him. The mom and Ernie capture him, and the
Mhm.
cop takes the kids away as well. But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, the cop decides to listen to the kids. I don't know what the hell's going on in this town. They're just like doing whatever the fuck they want. Like,
I guess so.
yeah. So the aunt, I don't know what they call her. I guess aunt, yeah, would be the more correct term. The aunt and Ernie are taking him to kill him in the mausoleum. I don't know,
The
in the
constable.
graveyard.
Oh, yeah.
In the graveyard, they're taking him to that. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. It's a graveyard, that big house thingy that they have in graveyards. I forget what they call them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think mausoleum,
Mortuary. What?
Mausoleum,
Oh,
mausoleum mortuary.
something like that. Yeah. Cougar was on the was on the name of it. That was the name. Cougar, something like that.
It was Cougar.
Yeah, but the kids managed to get the cop to follow him. It's like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. No, do it. They had some weak ass cops following kids' ideas.
yeah. Didn't work out I mean, well, it did, but like, it didn't make sense for me, like, to see that cop do that. It was like, okay, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
back.
But they do some, or the vampire does some more magic, just kind of poofs away as the
Hmm.
kids get there and tell him to follow his voice where my giggles are. He kind of says some stupid line like that. They're
Yeah.
like,
I mean, he's constantly giggling. Like, that's like his trademark. He giggles and cackles. That's most of his dialogue in this film.
yeah,
Is cackling and giggling. So
yeah. He throws Ernie with magic powers too. Like, and there's a silly sound effect, like
yeah.
a whistle flute thing.
Yeah.
And when he was doing the flame thingers, it was like a laser beam sounds too.
Yeah.
Some weird choices.
There were, what did you guys think of the music in this movie, by the way? Like,
I'm
I didn't.
trying to remember.
I didn't really notice it.
it was, I don't know, it was weird. It it was very repetitive and strange. There was a lot of flute music and a lot of like older. I mean, Mozart. Like it was like I don't know, just kind of random, you know.
Yeah.
He did mention Mozart earlier in the movie,
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah, they did that weird dance thing. And the kids just the reaction shots.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the kids are amazed by his dance moves. Yeah. And the fact that he's turning on all the light bulbs with his fingers. It's like, yeah, I guess that's cool.
Oh right, yeah. Forgot about that. There's some hints early on, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like that happened before he died, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess the next set of events happened at this talent show that was going on in town.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really know what that was. It was just some talent show, I guess. Teen talent show I wrote down.
Yeah.
Like what's his face? Kenzionio's his sister and her friends, or maybe they were all his sisters. I don't know.
I think it was I think it was like only her was only that girl was the sister, and then those were her
Yeah.
friends. And
Definitely
throughout the
one of
movie,
his
you actually see-
sisters, yeah.
Yeah. Throughout the movie, you actually see them practicing here and there, you know,
Yeah.
and doing their routines and stuff. So then
Didn't know why, but now we know why. Yeah.
yeah, the movie has to keep you in suspense.
Like,
you know,
why
it's
are they
gotta-
doing that hula dance?
Yeah. And
Now
then
we
you find
know.
out why. Teen talent show. There's your answer. So.
Yeah. The grandpa busts it up though. He just kind of
Mhm.
shows up and kicks the girls off stage.
Yeah,
Basically.
he kind of ruins the whole thing, actually. Like, at this point, it's like, okay, now you've overstayed your welcome.
Yeah. The cop and Ernie show up to stop him, and then he just kind of throws him up into the rafters or whatever, and they're kind of hanging down there, or hanging up there, I should say. And he does a little
Yeah.
dance again.
Yeah, and there's like light bolts and stuff. It looks like they're getting electrocuted.
Yeah, and he like does it, and it's like the lightning sparks are doing like they sound like he's tapping, and he's doing a
Yeah.
little tap dance, so it makes look like he's tap dancing to lightning bolts and shit.
Yeah, like I could picture that in like in the Joker or something like that. Like, like the Joker dancing around with a couple guys in the rafters getting electrocuted. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway,
this dumb because the things fall on him, and he like I don't know, kind of dies again, I guess.
basically, yeah. And his aunt has another breakdown. Like, there's a lot of crying in this movie. Actually,
Mhm.
the lead actor cries a lot, and the aunt. Like, they both cry basically throughout like the movie. So
Yeah, he was like while she's over him after the stage falls on him, he
Mhm.
says, "I've been a naughty boy, haven't I?"
yeah. And I have to admit, like when the rafters fell on him, I laughed at that part too.
Yeah, because they completely missed him totally. Like, didn't even come close to hitting him.
That's why I
He
laughed.
just yeah, he just kind of falls over.
But yeah, so now we get to the epilogue, I guess.
Mm-hmm. We get the backstory on why she's not a vampire. It's I don't know, and still confusing as to what vampires are in this world. But he basically just had sex and with a human in a normal. They like yeah. She says like in a non-vampire way, in a
Yeah.
human way or something when she's explaining it to the kids, and he's like,
Mhm.
because they asked, why aren't you a vampire? And she said, yeah, he basically boned your mom or my mom or whatever in
Yeah.
in the human way.
Yeah, and earlier in the movie, yeah, they were saying that. They were saying, "Hey, do you think they have sex or had sex or whatever?" Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of raunchy dialogue for a kids movie, actually. So
Those New Zealanders, I don't know.
yeah, they got their own. Yeah. Anyway.
Yep. And so we just get that little epilogue, and then Grandpa leaves. It's cool looking scene of him floating away in the mistiness,
Yeah.
saying he's gonna go join the other vampires, and I don't know.
Hmm.
Look, it's search for love and understanding. I don't know what the fuck that meant.
I don't get it.
But that's what he's
Vampires are-
going to do with the other vampires.
Yeah, that was weird. Usually vampires are looking for blood. That's all.
Yeah, looking
Yeah.
for food and killing, but now he's going to. I literally wrote to search for love and understanding.
So
The
silly.
fuck does that
The-
mean?
I don't know. The whole movie has like a weirdly dreamy, nostalgic look to it. That's kind of
Yeah.
like why the visuals sort of worked really well.
Yep.
Like the beach scenes were gorgeous, you know, especially that night shot, like where they show the mound and you see the moon behind it. Like I was like, oh man, I love that. You know, like it's a good looking movie. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And like he does say like in the end, will we ever see you again? And he's like, I'll return in your dreams, which is kind of weird, but like I guess it makes sense if they're going with a dreamy aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
sorry about that. So,
no worries.
yeah, you're good.
anyway,
Yeah. That's about it. You know, he floats off into the moonlight. They say the catchphrase they say a few times. See you later, mashed potato, and then in a while, crocodile. And that
Yeah.
ends the movie. Oh, and then there's a little bit more after that. Actually, it's like they're on a swing talking about I want to live forever, which is, I guess, yeah, what you were referring to earlier about. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of weird in hindsight, you know. So.
Mhm.
It was interesting because the whole movie was pretty wholesome up to that moment, and then it's like kind of left you with an eerie feeling. So
Yep.
Yeah. And that, I guess, about does it. That's all I got written down.
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, okay,
About
cool.
covers My Grandpa is a Vampire. That's the title, right? Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, yeah, I guess I don't know what were your overall thoughts on it?
It was fine. Kids movie. Hiding creature from other people trying to get the creature movie. One of those genre films. I guess it's a whole genre that I had never thought about until
Very
watching
90s,
this one.
Very 90s plot line.
Yep.
There's some extreme sports in there.
Yep.
Like you got to do that in the 90s too.
Mhm.
Yeah, the surfing was great.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was okay as well. I think I gave it a 2.5.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Right down yeah, that's what I'd give it, 2.5, right down the middle too. Yeah.
Same. I enjoyed it. The plot kind of went nowhere, but I still thought it was fine, like for a kids movie and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like missing something to make it good.
conflict, you know,
Yeah.
lack of conflict.
Yeah. They had the Ernie guy following him around, but that wasn't all that interesting or didn't feel that threatening either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You need the
mostly
big,
just a lot of goofy.
different big bad or something like the corporations. That was the villains in the 90s, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I would agree.
And at the end, Ernie does get kicked to the curb by his aunt. She kicks him out of the house or whatever. So that was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that was cool. All right. Well, yeah, it was fun. I mean, I thought it had some interesting little moments that kind of dealt with grieving and stuff. So I like that in a family movie. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess it's my turn to pick. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna make this fast. So
Okay.
All right. It's called Mr. Ice Cream Man. No, not the Clint Howard movie.
I was about to say.
It's another one. that is called Mr. Ice Cream Man that was also made in the 90s. So
Okay.
yeah, it's on YouTube. I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. Have a good night, friends.
All right. Yeah. Have a good one.
See ya.